Deep within the bowels of the ancient video store, there lived a place filled with terror. That place lives on in the back corner. Welcome back to the back corner. I am your host and hashtag fearless leader, Zach. There has been a little bit of some time in between the last episode and this episode. This episode is a little bit different than what we had planned initially. There have been some unimaginably ridiculous weather conditions that have preceded the recording that have caused some issues for us. We were going to be taking care of Suburban Nightmare, which I've been trying to take care of since August of 2018. But we'll get there. It'll be taken care of someday. But due to that, I figured today on this episode would be the best time and the easiest time to introduce the two people who I have brought on to help me discuss what usually turn out to be some of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. These are a couple of people that I am friends with who have interests similar to mine, and they seemed like some of the best people suited. Please don't do that. Some of the best people suited to take on this project with me. If you two would like to go ahead and introduce yourselves, feel free, whichever one you want to take first.
Yo, okay. Hey, I'm Rachel.
And I'm Brad.
And we're living together, but we don't know each other. No, I'm just kidding. We're dating.
That seems like a whole
we don't know each
situation
other.
Into that seems like something else that seems like some stuff you'd want to bring up to Maury, Dr. Phil.
Yeah. He is
give
the
him
father?
Give him the chair.
What?
Nothing. Just go on. Ignore me. I'm hallucinating. I'm sick.
Yeah, we're both a little ill currently, so that's another reason why Suburban Nightmare does not come to fruition at this moment. So.
Are you sick or are you ill? Like
both.
Like
I'm sick. No,
like ill, like used to be cool, but it's not 1982 anymore. So like nobody says that.
Both.
Nobody knows what I'm talking about when I say that.
Slipknot sick.
Okay, that makes sense.
What
I don't get the reference. So.
I think the whole thing is sick. I think the whole...
I don't got the reference, so...
Okay, so I have prepared some questions for you guys. The first question is, how did you become interested in horror? What sort of things led you to this genre? Were you traumatized by something and then thought, hey, this would be cool to keep going into, or were you just monsters as children and just continued into the depths of depravity?
So I'm gonna start here because mine's interesting. So my mother watched the X-Files, and when I was a small child, she religiously watched the X-Files.
Really?
But that intro to this day still scares the living dog piss out of me.
It's funny.
I
really
hate
funny.
It's like, it's always the part with the dude that's falling through the blackness. I'm like, God, no!
Well, he's got a legit phobia of aliens,
too.
And
all that. So that's where my fear of aliens shows up.
Yeah.
And it's only the big-eyed, bug-eyed ones, the little nerd ones.
The gray heads.
I love xenomorphs. Yeah. So if I woke up and there's a xenomorph, I'm like, I expect my death. At least I'm gonna die cool. If I wake up and I'm surrounded by fucking bug-eyed motherfuckers, I'm panicking. I'm like, this is not how I wanted to die. So it started there, and then we get scared by Chucky. I don't like Chucky.
Okay.
When I was a kid growing up, Chucky scared the shit out of me because old school Chucky is horrifying. And then we get into Godzilla, And that's where it really took off for like the whole monsters and stuff. And I was like, oh, now I like horror movies because of monsters. So we watched like Pumpkinhead, and then I'm not really into like the whole like the murdery horror ones. All mine have to be like supernatural or big monsters or something like that. Nothing really gets me. I still say that the last thing that like truly horrified me is Close Encounters of the Fourth Kind or something like that. Mm-hmm. Where's that night vision shot from the cop? Owls. No, from the night vision shot.
Well, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
From the cop car where the flying saucer comes over. I was talking to a friend on the phone, and I saw that flying saucer come over the house, and I panicked and threw my phone.
And I have no idea how to say her last name. What's her name from
the lady who plays all the psychic
from Resident
powers
Evil?
From Resident Evils?
Yeah.
Oh, like Mila.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I have no idea what her last name is.
Yeah, I know. I feel like I could say it if I saw
heard
it, but like I can't remember.
I've heard it pronounced so many different ways. Like even from people in entertainment when they try to interview her and stuff. I'm like, nobody's saying her name the same. I'm not gonna try to say it.
No.
She really needs to get out of roles where they stop giving her psychic powers. I swear to God, in the Monster Hunter movie, if she has psychic powers, I'm done.
Monster Hunter movie?
Yes, she's gonna be in the Monster Hunter movie.
There's gonna be a Monster Hunter movie?
Yeah, they are. I can't remember who's doing it. I think she's going to be playing the villain in Hellboy, the new Hellboy that they're doing. And I think she's going to have some pretty similar powers there, too, yeah.
Oh, of course.
Because she can't get away from having psychic powers. Even in Judge Dredd, she had a psychic power segment where she dove into a gangster's mind.
Mm-hmm. It's a conspiracy. She's actually psychic.
All right, enough. We're off top. Go. Your turn.
Well, honestly, I don't know when the transition started. You know, when I became full-on horror mode. But I know as a little kid, I never liked scary shit. Mm-hmm. Like, everything scared me. Like, even I was in Kroger, and they had this tiny little maze made out of, like the 12 pack of, like, pop.
Yeah.
Like, all those stacked up, and they had, like, this little gargoyle statue, and they had this tiny little thing, and I didn't even want to go.
You are a pansy.
I was scared as a little kid. And then I think I hit, like, middle school, and I started to become, like, emo and shit.
As we all do.
Into, like, yeah. So I started getting into, like, vampires and, like, other stuff like that. And then it just kind of, I think, progressed on from there. And then Stephen King, of course.
I think I'm going to scar you for life and show you the Jeff Goldblum Fly. And just watch watch you not be able to sleep.
I would just procrastinate too much and don't watch stuff I shouldn't
watch.
No,
that's like, that Fly is actually gross.
That's
I know.
Unimaginably disgusting. Cronenberg was, like, at his top on that one. For the effects on that.
It's on my list, or I mean my continuous, like,
You want to never have
list.
Babies watch a woman give birth to a maggot.
Yeah, man, that'll do it. I
mean, that's what they all look like coming out, anyways. That's what babies look like coming out, right?
I told my friend when she was pregnant, she put up some of her pictures of her ultrasound. I was like, your baby looks like a velociraptor, because it did. It looked like a little tiny lizard monster.
Comes out of the womb, coon, they do speak.
All right.
So, yeah, that was, I mean, I think as I grew older, I kind of started to get more into horror and just scary shit. Again, mostly, like, Stephen King and vampires, because admittedly, I did read and watch Twilight, but I grew out of that quickly.
Did you ever try to be a vampire?
I wanted to. Well, and even as a little, actually, honestly, even as a little kid, I liked vampires, because there was there was something we rented from the movie rental store, because we go there, like, every Friday, and it was Ketchup Vampires, and it was this cute, like, German cartoon, where, like, the good vampires only drank tomato juice, and the bad ones were the ones that drank blood.
Well, the bad ones are obviously winning this fight because the good ones are malnourished.
Yeah, well, they have, like, a tomato juice factory.
They're sitting there just like, look at our magic powers, and they shoot, like, little puffs of unicorns and shit, and the other motherfuckers are, like, Sith lightning and force choking people.
I have to go back to that show, I don't remember. But then, like, I would cut out, triangles out of paper and put them in my mouth and be like, I'm a vampire.
Baby, you're a derp.
It was a little kid.
See, I had this friend, even up... And I'm sure he still does it now. He's the kind of person who never realized that Bam Margera was not a good life model.
This is true.
He even up until high school and like most of the way through high school, he was always trying to become a vampire. He had fangs and he would like hiss at people, and I'm like, dude, please stop.
Yeah.
That's one way of the defense mechanism. Someone's getting ready to hit you in the face, you just defense hiss like, what the fuck's wrong with
Who
you?
does that? You know what? I'm out.
Is it a furry?
I don't want to like beat you now because I'm afraid you're gonna like shoot us. Like,
Bite me and you're gonna get rabies.
Got a secret like acid bladder or something.
yeah. It's like you can't give me any of these supernatural powers. I already decided if I ever got like vampiric abilities, every mass murder spree. So give me unchecked god powers, and I'm gonna be like,
we have to move to Antarctica.
All right, so second question, and Brad already kind of answered this a little bit with his initial answer. Do you have a favorite subgenre in horror? Like, you know, your body horrors and your slashers and your thrillers, stuff like that.
Well, I've definitely never really been into like a bunch of gore, just because it's just a surprise factor. It's just like, oh, it's gory to be gory. So probably more of just, I don't know, suspense or thriller, or just old fashioned like 80s slasher. Just because it's fun.
you like the Freddy Krueger movies.
Yeah, I mean, I like Freddy Krueger. It's classic, but he's fucking hilarious.
He is,
that's another thing. Like I appreciate like sci-fi monster movies, but I will also laugh at like hokey bad movies or like buddies that are trying to be funny, like Rubber and Tire. Or I think it's called Tire.
Those are a little much. Like if you can add comedy into horror but make it good and not hokey, maybe.
Zombievers.
Oh, it was Zombievers, yeah.
I've heard that was hilarious. I haven't ever watched that.
It's not my thing.
Oh, it is. It's like a softcore porno, but with zombie beavers.
That's what I've heard.
Oh, gosh. See, that's, like, physically hurt.
I'm not gonna lie, there's literally a scene where, like, there's two people left, and there's zombie beavers all around, the cabin's on fire, and they're like, look, we're gonna die, wanna fuck? And then they start getting ready to fuck, and then they're just like, oh, wait, a way out. And then they
It's logical. It's logical.
That's kind of like one of my favorite horror comedies, and I think it was made by a bunch of people in college. I don't remember, but it's called Thanksgiving. The movie.
Oh, you talked
the
to us
movie
about
opens.
that.
You've just been stumped.
The movie opens with this topless pilgrim woman running through the woods, and then it cuts to the turkey, and he's got a knife, and he's like, "Nice tits, bitch," and then he stabs her. And I'm like, that is the greatest way you could have ever opened a movie ever.
Like Freddy Krueger turned into a turkey.
Yeah, and then when they made the second movie,
great.
it was called Thanksgiving 3, and in that universe, in that movie, the bad guys are trying to like destroy all the copies of Thanksgiving 2 or something. I don't remember. It's insane. But there's not an actual second movie. They went 1 and then 3. It's nuts. I love it.
It's so good. They ascended past 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next question was, you more of a fan of gore or the psychological stuff, and we already kind of went over that a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, psychological is like, if you can do it, well, you can do it. Like gore is just kind of like, I feel like it's pretty much all the same.
No, like I can do gore, but I don't like that grotesque like torture gore or shit like that. But I'm all for like seeing people die in like horrible ways that are like cool.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
I'll watch someone
make it
like
good.
explode and bits go everywhere, but I won't sit there and like watch the bad guy like pull the girl's eyeball out and suck on it like, oh, this is amazing.
Well, like I know there was a movie because I don't know what.
Watch some of the Japanese horror
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
It's fucking horrifying.
I guess some of that is a little reasonable. Like even.
I watched a demon lady pluck a girl's eye out and like eat it. It was horrible. Go. Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. Even with the movie we were watching on Shudder, that was it Mama Monster?
Yeah, the
thing,
Monsters movie.
And they were pulling teeth out, and like that was pretty cool. But like I know there was a movie I had watched. It was either on Sci-Fi or Chiller. And it's just one of those random movies they always show. And this chick was caught on a ceiling fan, and something happened. Either a rope was around her waist or the ceiling fan cut her or something. Something tightened enough, and she got cut in half while hanging from the ceiling fan, and all her guts fell out. And like, that's not really my favorite thing. Like, okay, it's cool, but
that sounds pretty
I'd rather
cool.
skip that.
Yeah, like I can't watch like Saw or anything like that, but I'll watch other stuff that's like just like zombie movies and stuff like that. Like, I'm fine with organs flying all over the place, but I'm not cool with like them still being alive and be like, ew,
Yeah, I
like,
mean,
oh god.
The psychological it will get into and will fuck you up, and that's, I kind of like, I want to be fucked up and scared, and like, if I turn a corner, I want to be scared to see what's there, instead of like, gore is just the shock factor, and like, okay.
I don't want to be sitting there holding my hands like, don't pull the fingernails off anymore.
Yeah,
God
like,
damn
that's
it.
a little,
Like,
There's a scene in A Cure for Wellness. I can't remember exactly what leads up to it or what happens, but they go to drill Dane DeHaan, the main character. They go to drill one of his teeth out, and like they have a POV from his mouth of the drill bit going to it, and I'm like, oh, okay, they're gonna start the drill, and then like cut away at the last second. You're just gonna hear him scream. No, hell no. They showed that damn drill bit going straight through his tooth on screen, and I almost puked all over myself.
Oh god!
And I'm a huge fan of the Saw franchise, and just like gore and the bloodier it gets, the better it gets for me. Like, I don't care. And like that, I almost puked all over myself. I was like, I can't believe they actually did that. You know, it was horrible.
The pain.
I mean, when they play into people's like cringe factors, that's pretty good. Like Brad said, with the fingernails pulling out, like everyone hates that kind of.
Yeah, that's gross.
Like, no one wants to, because you feel it at the same time, and you can relate to that. I don't think you can relate as much to like you get chopped in half or your guts are getting pulled out. But like,
I know what that's like.
yeah, I know. Like, oh yeah, I can totally relate to that.
Poor bastard! I remembered when the zombie ripped my kidney out when I was still alive, screaming, "Go on without me!"
Yeah. Oh, totally, yeah. But, like, if you can relate at least to, like, you could feel getting your fingernails ripped out or your teeth pulled out of your eyes.
Yeah, a lot of the time, if there's anything that involves something with somebody's eyeballs, I'm like, nope, I'm good. I don't, I'm
That's
out.
a big one for a lot of people, I know.
Yeah.
Because that especially, like in Saw 2, when dude has to cut his eye out to get the key that's behind it, I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
God.
No. And, like, in the Saw 2 video game, you have to play through that scene, and you have to control cutting your eyeball out. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do
just
that.
like the eye poke machine.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh gosh, you showed me that. Yeah.
That was just nasty.
Like, no.
Yeah, if it's like slow and they show each bit, I mean, if it's like sudden, it's whatever.
Maybe
but
I should make you experience that scene so that way you can
showed me.
scream at Isaac being like, stop panicking!
Don't move! Let it happen!
I love Dead Space.
Let me do this!
It's so good. Well, the first one was anyway. I didn't care much for the second one.
Yeah.
And then I didn't play all that much of the
know
third
more
one.
than me.
Yeah, I've played all of them through. The first one's the best one, and then the second one they're getting away from it, and then third they're just like, this is Resident Evil 4 Dead Space Edition.
The first one still freaks me out sometimes.
Oh, I've been jumped by the dead thing still. Like, well, like I know I played it through enough, so I'm just like, he's gonna get back up. But sometimes I forget, and I'm just like, fucking damn it! Like,
That might be something I actually.
Yeah, like I was doing a playthrough one time, and I was just like rotating because I'd unlocked the military suit in the first game. I think is what it was. The best one you can get. And I'm just like rotating the camera around, taking a look at it. I'm like, this looks really nice. And then over in the corner, just flailing around like it's being electrocuted, was one of the monsters, and it just scared the piss out of me. I threw my controller at the wall. I was like, no.
Oh gosh.
you should have seen me play my first playthrough of my first and only of Alien Isolation. The first time the Xenomorph shows up, and you have to hack into that computer. And I heard the doors open up behind me, and I was like, no, and I paused, and I was like, oh god, and I turned around, and I screamed because he was fucking right there, and I was like, god damn it! Like, it was exactly like the movie. I heard the doors open, I was just like, oh, I'm dead. Like,
I mean, that's the thing about horror video games in general, or horror in video games. It's a whole new level of horror because you actually have to experience it and do it. Because it's like you're actually there instead of just watching someone, like, it happened to someone. Did you just pull your... Yeah, you pulled a nose hair out. That was gross. Like, the first time I tried to play Slender, I heard the music and shut my laptop because I'm like, I don't know if I can do this.
Baby, you're a dead meme.
I know. Well, it was when it was close to coming. When it was close to its release.
All right.
Stop playing with your nose. That's really gross.
When I was playing Resident Evil 7,
that's
I spent most of that game in the pause menu on my first playthrough. I was like, I'm just gonna go over here, come around the corner. There's sludge monsters. I'm like, no, I'm not going over there.
I got really into it at the beginning, and when the chick, his wife, was like fucking him up, I'm sitting there just like, baby, 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 we can talk about this. Baby, 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 put down the chainsaw. Where the fuck did you get chainsaw? Baby, calm down. God
Pins
damn
him to
it.
the wall with a screwdriver.
Yeah, I'm sitting there just like, baby, god damn it, I need that hand. Baby.
And see, as much as you are into Resident Evil, I'm into Silent Hill, even though I've only played part of the first game because the save mechanics, I just can't.
It's called old video games.
I know, but
They're
like I'm so
garbage.
used to the new like autosave or you can save any time, where this one you have to find save points, and it's like I actually have to sit down and find a good time to play, and then figure out how to plug in my PS1
Get the
again.
HD remaster
But,
for
like,
the 360.
playing-
It's backwards compatible on the Xbox One.
We have one.
Well, we do have the other.
I bought it. I played through Resident Evil. Not Resident Evil.
Silent
I
Hill.
played through Silent Hill 3 and 2.
But I have the original PS1 Silent Hill, the first one, and just playing through that even is, like, my heart can't handle it. I'm shaking, like, flying fucking bird monsters coming at me, like, no, please, no.
Oh my god, the shitty textures. I'm being attacked by the flying poo pterodactyl.
It's
no.
still terrifying for me, though.
I'm not even sure what
Oh
this is
god,
supposed to
it
be.
pissed on me.
Because you're still experiencing it, because you know, like, as I know some of the creatures, and the one monster that's, like, it looks like it's bound up by its own skin, like wrapped up in like a straight jacket of its own skin almost. It's and it has like no face, but it squirts acid at you and like twists and
It's not acid,
twitches.
it's friend juice.
Yeah,
It wants to be your
juice.
friend.
It has no arms to hug.
give
It
me
needs hugs.
Spray that friend juice in my face. Yeah,
That's
even that is just.
Yeah, that clip's gonna be soundboarded. Spray that friend juice.
yeah. I was gonna say that's not.
Yeah,
that's
give
not
me
what
the
this show
friend
is
juice.
about.
Shut up. All right.
Save that
All right,
for a
moving
different
on. We
show.
got
Yeah,
off topic.
Well, it's still kind of on topic. We can kind of just discuss. Yeah.
I remember BioShock Infinite one time scared the living hell out of me.
Oh gosh.
And there's like it's like a psycho institution, and you have to go and unlock the security door, and you turn around, and there's like this alarm dude right behind you. I almost punched my television. I was so scared.
I think can you kill him? Because I think I turned around and like impulse.
Oh yeah, I
away.
shot him right in the face. After I screamed, I paused the game, threw my controller, and after I calmed down, then I shot him in the face. All right. My cat's trying to get inside the office.
Yeah, I'm surprised our cats aren't trying to like get onto the microphone.
Our cats are too lazy.
Yeah.
All right, so the next question. Do you have any desire to work creatively with horror? And if so, who from the world of horror would be a dream to work with?
Oh gosh. Well, you and I both experienced working Halloween Haunt at our local theme park.
We sure did. Kings Island, yeah, right here in Cincinnati.
Yes, that was, holy fuck. Okay, the experience of that was like, it was a pain in the ass every day. Just half the people were assholes, but not sponsored by Kings Island. But it was the most fun I've had, and the most connection I've had with people.
I can't. It's the middle of January, and I can't stop talking about it all the time.
Oh yeah.
I bring it up so often.
I still,
yeah, like outside of that.
I'm in contact with my haunt people too, so.
Yeah, like outside of that, like in like film or television or like writing or whatever.
I mean, honestly, it would be a dream of mine to do voice acting.
Yeah.
And any sort of voice acting, but although I don't know if my voice, like, I don't know if I can scream still, because I know, like, there was one point I lost my voice from being sick, and I couldn't, like, scream, like, legit scream anymore. So I don't know if I could do that, but, like, voice acting would be a really cool thing, or
like he's mean like if you could work with somebody like a director.
No, like anybody.
It
doesn't matter.
Bradley.
Yeah, anybody.
I say like George A. Romero for me.
I mean, he's dead.
Guillermo del Toro.
Oh shit!
You can't work with dead people.
He's a zombie guy. He'll come back.
Yeah, just figure out how to reanimate him. It's fine.
Make like make another Land of the Dead film, but it will be like a satire on Donald Trump. There'll be like a giant wall separating a state from zombies.
Oh my god.
That's Attack on Titan.
That is Land of the Dead.
Exactly.
We're gonna end up living in Land of the Dead. That's amazing.
Oh fuck! Oh no! Oh shit! Someone's gonna do that now. Oh no!
They're gonna learn how to use.
I want to work with Guillermo del Toro.
And what about Del Toro makes him so appealing as somebody that you want to work with?
Oh fuck the imagery
Is it his beard?
And the monsters and the creatures.
His beard and his glasses and his fat.
He is Totoro though. Like the one, what was it? The picture of the little girl, and I don't remember what movie she was from, but she was a little Japanese girl who would call him Totoro.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Because he's like this big man.
He made the Grindhouse films, right? So like
the what films?
No, that was
no.
hell, that was oh my god, I'm totally blanking on their names.
I'm talking about like what was it? The one with the lady had the minigun leg, or she had a machine gun leg at the start.
Planet of Terror, I think is what that one was called. Planet Terror.
Yeah. Planet Terror, and then there's
hell.
That road movie that we said at the beginning.
Yeah, Death Proof.
Death Proof, and then the other one's Machete.
Yeah, Machete. Machete was so great.
Guillermo del Toro is like Hellboy and
Pan's Labyrinth.
Pan's Labyrinth.
Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez made Death Proof.
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino.
Quentin Tarantino would be cool. Well, I mean, because him and Guillermo del Toro, I think, have worked together before, right? What if they worked together on? I don't remember.
No. So it all out of the way. We'll work with Norman Regis and Hideo Kojima. Sorry, and I'll just be in Death Stranding.
Yeah. Actually, that would be really cool. Hideo. Kojima.
Dude, let me tell you something. I would never ever want to see inside Kojima's brain, ever.
Yeah.
The stuff that we get to
Especially
see
after PT.
of his that he lets us see. No way, dude.
It's probably the tame shit.
Yeah, his brain is a never-ending nightmare.
Except he's into the most vanilla sex.
He's so boring.
He's in his mind, he's like, I want to make Metal Gear Ray, but slap tit lasers on it. A weapon to surpass Metal Gear. Metal tits.
Oh, man.
You gotta get there, Snake.
I take it.
Baby shut
So Del Toro and George Romero, fantastic choices. I'd probably go with John Carpenter. I love John Carpenter. He's so cool.
Oh, that is good, though.
He's so cool.
That's another really good choice.
Oh, I'd also take Bruce Campbell for $50, please.
Well, if he wears the director. Well, I mean, I guess he's an actor. He could be working.
He can do anything. I've met Bruce Campbell. He's a cool guy.
He's fun
for like 4 seconds.
Well, and I've only seen him from like 20 feet away. So, but that's still.
I fist bumped.
That
I thought you were gonna say
I fisted Bruce Campbell.
The picture of you standing next to him would beg to differ on that distance.
Oh yeah, shit! I forgot about that. Oh, I was like, I could see him through the curtain, and I'm like, oh, that's Bruce Campbell. Oh, I was so excited.
Oh, that was a fun day.
Oh shit! I was so starstruck. I get starstruck so easy.
After having worked in wrestling with people that I grew up watching, it kind of kills your soul sometimes, so you stop being impressed by famous people.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much, like, they're cool and they do cool stuff, but they're shitty people. Like, there's so much of that. So it's hard to be like, okay, you're a cool person. But, like, it's still, you know, seeing people from a distance and like, holy shit, that's this person.
I was like 4 feet away from Ric Flair one time a couple years ago, and I was like,
gotta feel like.
And I was like, are you sure that's Ric Flair and not a Walking Dead extra? Because we were in Atlanta, and I was like, y'all, he looks terrible. But, you know, working in that industry and having as many substance abuse problems as he does and being as old as he is, that's gonna happen.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, a lot of music that I listen to, the people are so old, and, like, if we were to see them...
It's a miracle that Ozzy can sing.
It's a miracle that any of those people from that time are alive.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's a miracle Ozzy can function.
Or
yeah.
He's not fucking dead from rabies.
Did you say rabies?
Fucking rabies. When he bit the head
Oh,
off a
yeah.
Here, kill him with this.
Thinking it was a
Giant
rubber
rock.
bat, and like, no.
Popeye's chicken is the shiznit.
I love that movie. Okay, so the last question that I'd come up with was, if you were to die in a horror movie, how would you want to go?
Oh, shit.
I got one that I always preach. If it was in a zombie film, I want to like just like run out in the middle of the crowd, take like especially if let's say I've been bitten at this point, cause fuck plot armor, I'm not the main character, I want to die. And so I've been bitten at this point, and I'm just like, okay, it's the only way for everyone else to get out is for me to go. So I'm gonna run in there. I'm gonna be Billy Badass, and then right as they take me down, I want to grab I want to have like a grenade belt with like a whole line of grenades, and just pull the pins on all of them, and be sitting there like flipping them off as they eat me. I'll be like, fuck you, and just explode.
Okay. That's good.
Oh, gosh. I can't even... Because there's so many genres, and I'm trying to think, like, slasher, how would I go? Or psychological, how would I go? Because honestly, in real life, if something like that were to happen, I'd just go fucking jump off a building and just kill myself right away. Because I can't handle stress.
It's either I try to survive, or I'm just like, fuck it, I'm out already.
I don't handle stress and confrontation well.
It's like,
so
the monsters. I saw the monster in the cornfield 25 feet away. Better fuck it off myself.
You know what? I got no chance. I'm not even gonna fight it.
I know, like in It, the dude who just like slits his wrist in the bathtub and writes a note on the wall, just be like,
Nope.
fuck it, I'm out.
Nope, I ain't having the mind games.
It's back, I'm out.
It's
fuck
like
it.
being the two people.
Like if that would be like the honest, real world way.
Baby, you are lame.
Like it's like the,
I mean, if I were to do anything cool,
the two people at the beginning of the second Purge movie, who like go out to get like Funyuns and shit, and then they get locked out and they're stuck in the world on Purge night. It's like you get fucked over by Funyuns. That's how most people would die in the
That's
Purge.
the shittiest. Yeah, it is. Though, the people going out, like
why would you even go out? Like, well, tonight's the Purge. Oh man, dude, we're gonna lock up and watch movies, but we better fucking go to get Funyuns. And then they get there, like, man, dude, doesn't it start in like 2 hours?
We got time.
Well, it's like the people who go out in a level 3 snowstorm and they're like, we'll be fine. We just gotta be careful. No, they're fucked.
Then they get locked out. They get locked out and be like, we're gonna die over a fucking bag of Funyuns,
Yeah.
you moron.
The best bag of Funyuns I've ever eaten.
You think they would? You probably would just get killed if you're just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna sit on the corner like a hobo and eat my Funyuns.
Yeah,
and maybe the psychos will just ignore me. They'll sit there and be like, man, he's got serious. He's not even scared. He just accepted fate.
Sorry for
He's
him.
just sitting there eating Funyuns. Though you cover yourself with a little bit of blood, so you're just like, I did some fucked up shit to get these Funyuns.
Yeah.
And then it's like everybody's gonna be like, oh, okay, it's cool, you're good. That, or somebody's gonna be like, I want those Funyuns, and then you're done for.
No, you throw the bag of here, take the Funyuns.
If they're just gonna kill you anyway, it's the Purge. Who cares?
If you're stuck in it and they're gonna kill you anyways, just
Actually,
fuck it.
ingenious thing for the Purge, since all crime is legal. Did they specify which crimes are not legal?
It's
because if all crime is legal for one night, I'm fucking doing a whole bunch of like cyber crimes and shit and getting rich. And
yeah.
whatnot.
They said they say every time it starts that all crime is legal, but like certain higher up, like high-ranking government officials have like a special level of immunity. So, like, everything, like, outside of attacking them, you can just do whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly. So why don't you just like lock yourself in your own personal safe room and be like, hack and deposit $8 million and fuck you, and then when it gets 8 a.m, be like, nothing ever happened, but I'm rich.
I
Bye,
mean, if you know
fuckers.
how to do that,
Yeah, why not?
it'd be better than going outside and trying to rob a bank. Because it's like I would try to do that, but you get fucking shot in the head because you know.
No, you don't have to worry about the cops. It's the other fucking psychopaths.
Well, that's what
You'd
I
be sitting
mean.
there loading the bag, and some dude shows up in a clown mask like sup and blows you with a sawed off. Like.
But back to like what you were saying, I do like how you go out just to being like, if I'm gonna go out, everyone's gonna go out. Like where the people do like, okay, he's gonna stab me, I'm gonna walk straight through this sword and stab him at the same time, or like put some poison in a drink and then like both drink it and be like, fuck you, we're both dead then.
Never make jokes with a Sicilian.
Yeah. But even like honestly. Another reality would be like, I'm one of those people where like, if it comes down to it, I would fucking snap and just like kill people and like start hitting you with a bat. If
Baby,
it took
you're
that.
a psychopath. Don't sleep by me.
Inside, I am a little bit of a psychopath. Like, if it came down to it and if I snapped, I would just start like hitting everyone with a baseball bat.
Okay, Harley Quinn.
Shut up.
The way I want to die,
not that edgy.
the way I want to die for a xenomorph is like have it fucking get right up on me and then be like,
Make out with
smile,
it.
you son of a bitch, and then right before it fucking little mass me, blow its head off with a shotgun.
Just start making out
Thus
with it.
covering myself with horrible acid. But I just think that'd be metal. Be like, it's like you thought you win. Boom.
But just imagine how
Be gone.
horrible that would hurt. You would regret it in the moment. Like Taco Bell, you regret it as soon as you eat it. Like, this is bad. I regret my decision.
You just linked eating Taco Bell to being covered in acid.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not far off.
No, it's not really.
So see, like the thing with dying in horror movies, you want either something super cool or super quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't want something.
I mean, that's what you.
You don't want something that's just lame as hell. Like, have you guys seen Cabin in the Woods?
Yeah.
I haven't. But I
Okay,
want to.
so I'm not gonna spoil it by telling you which actor it is, but in one scene of the movie, one of the guys tries to jump a gorge on a dirt bike, and then just like slams into this shield wall and just dies.
Oh,
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah,
he's trying to be this superhero and just dead.
that is so shitty.
Yeah, didn't they like hype it up too? And they were just like, "He's gonna do it. He's our hero." Cabin in the Woods was actually a pretty.
I
damn
love
good
that
movie.
movie.
That's what, I mean, I heard because
It's-
it's like if you think if it's gonna be one genre going in, you're wrong and you're gonna be disappointed.
Yeah.
You have to just like not expect anything.
There's a whole bunch. Plus, it has
a unicorn.
I think her name's Amanda Weaver, right? The girl who's Ripley.
I can't remember. I think so.
She's like, besides the Alien movies, the only other movie she's been in is like roles where she's got 15 minutes of screen time, and one of them's Joppy or whatever, Jappy.
Chappie?
The robot.
Yeah, Chappie.
Yeah, Chappie.
Yeah.
Chappie, where she's like the big boss, where she's just like, I don't care what it is, just destroy it and burn it. And so she's always like a evil boss.
Oh my gosh.
But Cabin in the Woods is great because it's like the whole movie is just like a big middle finger to horror movie tropes and expectations and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
They like hit the button and then like the discount zombies come rolling out.
God.
There's Left 4 Dead zombies in that movie too. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Holy
there's
shit.
like if you look in the cubes or whatever, there's some video game
Oh yeah.
Easter eggs of,
Yeah,
like,
the
some
whole
video
movie
game
is just like
monsters
a
and
big,
shit.
just one big
Here,
Easter egg.
actually, here's a good question for you. What's your favorite kind of zombie?
Okay, so I'm not the kind of person who's gonna bitch about fast-moving zombies, because that's never been a big deal to me. Like people who are freshly,
Well, they're fucking cool.
people who are freshly dead, and then become reanimated, that makes sense to me. That you know they could still move and run and stuff because they're being driven by such a primal force to feed.
Yeah, it's instinct.
But like the older classic zombies that like rise up out of the dirt and stuff, no, they're gonna be shambling and shuffling around and stuff like that. But like if there's like one in particular from like any medium at all, I think it would probably be the witch from Left 4 Dead, because you know, visually she is just so terrifying to look at, and then at the same time, you know, you'll know when you come up on her because you're gonna hear that crying for a long time before you find it.
And that's the only like thing I know about Left 4 Dead. Like one of my good friends.
Horrifying.
Yeah,
I love it.
It is. There's literally one level that's like there's a hurricane coming through, and then there's literally a part in that level where there's like 5 witches, and they're all around each other, and you have to like goose step around them, and that's the worst time for one of those random horde attacks, because then you're sitting there and like in the middle of it, and then you're like, oh.
So like that, or like, technically the Flood from Halo are zombies, technically speaking.
Oh God, those are unstoppable,
and they are horrifying.
Yeah.
Like the sound effects that they did for them for multiplayer in Halo 4 make me want to vomit.
Yeah,
they're so gross, man. They're horrible. Hate them. I hate them so much. The Blackest Night zombies from DC Comics were pretty cool.
Have you read Marvel Zombies versus the Army of Darkness?
I haven't read that one. I did read a bunch of the Marvel Zombie books, and then I realized they were written by Robert Kirkman, and I wanted to stab myself in the brain because I'm not a fan of his at all.
The one where Army of Darkness is that like they actually get the Marvel's version of the Necronomicon at the end, and Necronomicon, and they Necronomicon, and then Ash uses it to summon the evil dead. But then the evil dead, lose to the Marvel zombies because they're fucking zombified superheroes.
Right.
And then at the very end, Ash gets out. There's three ludicrous things that happen in this book. The first one is the zombie sentry punches his way into heaven and starts eating the populace of heaven. That's where it starts. Ash is dead, and he's in heaven. And he's like, it's finally over. And then Zombie Sentry shows up and starts eating people in heaven. That's just my favorite
zombie in general.
So then he goes back to the land of the living. He's like, okay, the only way that that zombie evil motherfucker could get there is the Necronomicon. Mm-hmm. I have to fight the Necronomicon again. And so then the Marvel's version of Ash, like, because you follow that one for the first half of the book, it's like it does a seamless transition where you don't know you're following the actual Ash. So you're following Marvel Universe Ash, and he's like, the Marvel zombie thing happens, so he becomes a hero, and he's like trying to save a girl and shit, and then he gets eaten by a zombified Howard the Duck. It just a zombified Howard the Duck bites fucking Ash's fucking head off.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And then the last ludicrous thing that happens is that they get all the people off this version of this Marvel planet, and Ash goes through the portal too that Doctor Doom made, but they leave the Necronomicon there, and the fucking Wolverine finds it, and he's like, we can't eat you, you're made of skin or whatever. And then the book's just like, I'm a badass book. And then the Hulk goes, Hulk ate lots of people, Hulk needs toilet paper. And the Necronomicon's like, no. and then when Ash is transported to the new world, where he's like, finally, no freaks or whatever, it's finally over, he turns around, and this is a universe where all the entire Marvel populace has been transformed into werewolves.
Oh my God.
If it's one person who could punch into heaven, it would be Zombie Sentry. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. That's fucking
He
funny.
literally shows up in heaven and starts eating everyone.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Archangel's just like, no.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, also, if I'm gonna chime in on my zombies, I'd say the worst ones would be the remake of Dawn of the Dead.
You didn't like that
those
one?
Are dead.
You didn't like that?
No, I like them, but like they're the worst ones. Like they're pure nightmare films.
Okay.
Those are nigh invincible because they're fast and they're dead.
They're the worst ones to encounter.
Like, yeah, because you all the rest of them, the fast ones, they're like if you like blow off their legs or shoot their arm or hit them in the heart, like the 28 days later, like those are guys are still technically still alive. but that slows them down or stops them. But these motherfuckers, they're just like, boom, half my torso's gone, still running after you, and you're like, oh my god! Like,
yeah, I mean, that wouldn't really make sense either, because as a zombie, like, you are dead and you are deteriorating, so, like, if you lose something, you should be, like, on the ground, because you're still,
the
human.
The scariest scene is when they're in the parking garage.
Yeah,
and
dude.
Zombie is monkey
Yeah.
bar sweet.
Oh my god.
And he jumps on that dude.
I like the fucking mummy.
I lose my mind when that happens. I'm like, God, that's actually fucking
Yeah, and
scary.
like he's
Monkey
not making very much sound, so like it's just real quiet, and then just boom, he's on this dude.
Yeah, they see it for a split second. It's just this zombie hauling ass on these pipes, like.
No, thank you. It reminds me of, like, the mummies from The Mummy, you know, like, they're
And like, you know, they used actual amputees for some of the zombies in that movie.
Oh, that's cool.
So like a couple of times when you see people missing parts of them, they're actually missing parts of them. That guy in particular actually does not have like his legs and stuff.
I love that.
So it was like, here,
Real
climb across this
representation.
pipe and eat this guy. All right.
It's probably just like every day's arm day for me.
Yeah,
I got no
literally.
problem.
Another fun fact about that movie, because I have watched that movie so many times, and I don't know how many times I've watched it with commentary turned on. The very large woman that comes in with the truck that they have in the wheelbarrow, that's a guy. Yeah, that's a guy. That's Zack Snyder, the director, was talking about that. He said, and he didn't know this until like 2 days after they'd filmed their pieces, and then they were doing reshoots for it or something, and they couldn't find a stunt woman who was large enough for that role. So they found a huge stunt guy, dressed him up in a bunch of makeup and prosthetics, shot the scenes, and it's a really good friend of Zack Snyder's, and he didn't know it. He'd been working with this dude for a couple days on set and had no idea it was him. And then dude got out of makeup, and he was like, holy shit, it's you, you know?
Oh my gosh. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, that scene that's surprisingly, because I was like, that big lady hauls ass when she becomes a zombie.
She did.
Like that's actually scary, because like for like being a zombie, that woman fucking booked it. Like, it's like you see this fucking zombie Mack truck just flying.
That is an
at your
awesome
ass.
description, yeah.
I guess I need to watch that now too.
Baby, that movie's
I'm so
scary.
behind.
It has a zombie baby in it. There's a
yeah.
zombie woman who gives birth to a zombie infant.
How does that
She was
work?
Because she dies and changes while she's
Yeah.
pregnant.
It's nasty.
I mean,
Yeah.
I guess.
And then you see the zombie baby move
Yeah, it's
around
like
in her belly,
poking
and then the
her
dad
stomach out and
delivers
stuff.
it.
It's gross.
Shrug shoulders, I guess.
No, that's kind of like the psychological thing too, because
Yeah.
he was just like, I wanted to have a family and give it a better life, but his wife got bit, and that just fucks him up completely.
Yeah, then he's like, this is my baby. And it's like, no, dude, that ain't your baby.
Not anymore.
Yeah, it's a scary reveal too, because they take the towel away and the baby's just like,
Yeah, it's horrible.
fucking,
Feed me.
fucking shoot it.
They have a similar reveal in the mid-credits, because there's a couple scenes in the credits where they flip open this cooler that they find on a boat.
Oh, yeah.
There's the head and like little guts and stuff that are in it. It's super gross.
Yeah, I wasn't like, I kind of like my movies that have like sort of like, if they're open ended, the end open it, or like happy endings. I'm soppy. I like happy endings.
I know you do.
But like, so when they get to that island and then they're just like, oh, everything's safe, and then then the horde of zombies attacks them, and I'm just like, oh fuck, they all died.
Like,
they were starving to death to begin
like
with.
if you just ignore the post credits of that movie, it ends pretty optimistically. It's like, all right, they got on the boat, they made it. But if you keep watching, it's not good.
Yeah, it's like not playing Get Down to the Sickness is also pretty good.
Another cool thing about that movie, all of the news footage that everybody's watching throughout the movie on the TVs and stuff, they shot like 4 hours worth of news coverage footage for the movie.
Holy shit.
And it's on all the bonus features and stuff, and like it's pretty cool to sit down and watch.
I was about to say, is that on the bonus thing? Because I want to actually see that stuff. Because that's like, I like that, where they do that kind of world building where it's just like, you get to see all that extra
and
shit.
then like,
I think I blacked out. What movie was this again?
the 2004 Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, that felt like 5 hours ago that you said that.
The guy, what's his name, Andy, in the gun shop. They shot a video diary with him too, that shows what he's doing and stuff during his parts of the movie when we're focused on everybody in the mall.
I love that kind of shit that has backstory
Oh
like
god,
that too.
I understand that dog was like that woman's like claim to reality and was keeping her grounded and live. But when she risked everything for that fucking dog, I was like, shoot her and leave her for dead.
Yeah, just
like she's dead to us.
She's done. All right, we're done. We're done with her.
Yeah,
we're done with her forever.
Yeah. Because wasn't she the fault that, like, let the zombies into the mall then? Didn't she, like, open the door or get fucked or something like that?
I can't remember if she was why they got into the mall, but she was why they got into the gun shop, at least. Yeah. Oh, another fun fact, because like I said, I know way too much about that movie. When they're, what was the scene? They were throwing bodies off the roof, I think.
Wow.
They said that day when they were filming that scene, there's a church across the street, and there was a funeral going on when they were shooting that day.
Oh, no.
They're throwing corpses off a mall.
Oh, fuck.
Into crowds of zombies that are, like, reaching up for the bags
Yep.
and shit.
They're just like, drop the coffin, it's here. Drop it.
Imagine, like, not knowing that, and then you drive by, and then you're just like, holy fuck, the zombie apocalypse has happened.
Yeah.
I should get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, well, especially when you're holding, like, a casket with a body in it. Like, book it on
you
out.
guys can carry this. I'm gonna go home, start loading my gun.
In fact, did this casket just wiggle? I'm fucking out.
Did you guys feel that? No, Kevin, it's fine. It's not fine.
Grandma's back, damn it! She's gonna kill us all.
We buried her with our knitting needles.
It was her only request.
Nothing else, no clothes, just her knitting needles.
That's like that'd be like a perfect thing for like a Zombieland intro, like people carrying the casket, and also like grandma just bust out and they're like, "For whom the bell tolls," and there's just a zombie
That
grandma.
would be pretty great.
You spit on me. I was trying to think of what would be one horror movie that you refuse to watch, like whether it's too grotesque or horrible or.
I'll tell you.
I don't know.
Because I've seen it and I don't ever want to see it again. It's a movie called A Serbian Film, and I don't hate that movie for the same reason that most people hate that movie, because that movie features a lot of like sexual violence.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like rape stuff and violent acts during a lot of the sex acts. There's one scene. There's one scene involving sexual intercourse with an infant.
Oh,
and
yeah, that's
the
hot.
way that is presented is just, you can't be grossed out or shocked by it because of how they present it. It's just so damn silly. Because
was it like an AO rated movie?
I think it got an NC-17. But the movie is about this guy who used to be a porn star who retired and has come into some really bad financial troubles, and this guy is offering him a bunch of money to come and shoot a movie one more time to try to bail him out of his trouble. And then he's meeting with one of the producers, and he shows him this video of this woman giving birth, and then this big fat dude in a Texas chainsaw apron starts having sex with the baby. And the dude is just sitting there and he's horrified, right? Like a normal person would be. And the executive producer is like, "We're going to create a new genre, newborn porn." And then he just repeatedly screams, "Newborn porn."
I mean, it's catchy,
and I'm like, what the hell am I watching? This is stupid.
That moment where you're sitting there and you instantly regret watching this movie with your parents.
Yeah.
Fucking instantly regret life.
And I was like, this is just so stupid. It's gross for the sake of being gross, and like, there's no real reason to a lot of it.
Yeah, see, that's why, like, a lot of gore is just, like, it's gory for the sake of being gory.
Yeah,
and
so, like, I watched that movie one time, and I was like, I never want to see this again in my entire life. And then there's, like, one point in time where, like, dude's cutting through his junk with a big kitchen knife, and I'm like, what is happening? What is happening in this movie?
Why has this become the Pain Olympics?
Like, if
yeah,
there's a
exactly.
plot line to it and a reason behind it, maybe. But if it's just there for the fucking
And the
shock
guy that made it-
factor.
the Saw guy comes in. You want to play a game?
The Saw guy, Brad? Really?
I put the key in your nutsack.
The guy that made it was like, it's a commentary about life for normal people in Serbia. And I'm like, what the hell is going on in Serbia that you think
Yeah,
this is an allegory for it? It can't be that bad.
Oh, no,
I was about to say,
that's
do
accurate.
you just like cross the line into Serbia and it's just like a flaming crater? And, like,
Oh man, he was right.
Like there's a fucking barrier wall. You cross it over, it's literally just hell, and you back up. It's like, oh, this is normal. Cross back over. Oh,
The
it's hell.
shield for
Literally
Wakanda.
hell.
Over here, it looks like a normal piece of jungle. But over here, it's a future tech city. What is happening?
It's the same.
It's crazy. But yeah, that I never want to see that movie again ever, because it's so bad.
I mean, I know there's movies that I probably won't watch because they're so disturbing and just like fucked up mentally. Like, I like to be fucked up like from thrillers and psychological stuff, but there's a barrier. You hit a wall there. That fucking hell wall.
Oh, I also recently found something else that kind of like disturbs me and scares me, and that's anorexic, like all the way to where they're like showing bones and shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that fucking creeps me out. I was
What is it?
disturbed because like I was just like anorexic people or something like that. People who are just pretty
That's
much like
offensive.
bone and skin.
They're malnourished.
Yeah, no, like it was actually
I
like
wouldn't say-
disturbing
not
because they were
anorexia.
pretty much like a walking skeleton but just covered in skin.
Well,
and
yeah,
I was
not
like,
anorexia, malnourishment is what you're
that's
talking
like
about.
that's like
but-
disturbing.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see why. I mean, no offense to like anyone who is like has any issues with that kind of thing, but it can be disturbing in a horror movie when there's someone who's just malnourished, just sitting there like, I am a skeleton.
Have you seen there's a person like that in the end of what's the zombie movie where Contagion, where they're stuck in the hotel? The patient zero.
Yeah.
There's a zombie woman in the top of the hotel who's like that.
But there's one movie I will never watch again is Poltergeist, because that was like the first scary
You're a
movie.
sissy pansy.
It was scary. I was like 7, and my parents were like, "We're gonna watch Poltergeist," and I didn't know what it was, and we watched it, and I was
It's
like
not
under
even-
the covers
it's not
most
even
of the time.
scary.
I know, but it was scary to me at the time, and I
I-
didn't like scary stuff.
If spooky shit starts coming out of the TV, I'm gonna call fucking Ghostbusters.
Yeah, call the Spectrum dude. Like, I think there's
Hey
an
man,
issue
you
with
gotta
our
come
TV.
fix this.
that'd be
All right.
funny as shit. Like, that's the ultimate prank for the cable guy. Like, hey man, can you come fix this? He walks into the room. What's wrong? And you look at it, and the girl from the Ring's crawling out of the TV.
You
I
need
didn't
a
pay.
Ouija board.
I didn't pay for this.
This better not be. This
Oh,
better
no,
not
it's
be on my
included.
bill.
It's okay.
Okay.
Like on the bill, like girl from the Ring at $50. Like, what the fuck? I didn't buy
I
this
didn't want
shit.
the haunting add-ons. Okay.
The Haunting Channel, not the fucking real ass thing.
All right.
Oh, and there was another movie I've heard of, but I will hopefully never see, called Gummo. And I don't think it's meant to be a horror movie, but it's one of those, like, just weird for weird's sake movies. Like, just kind of fucked up. And this kid always wears this, like, rabbit hat kind of thing, like Louise from Bob's Burgers kind of thing. And I don't know. I think there's something, like, mentally wrong with him or something. And, like, the kids go around, like, killing cats and carrying around like dead cats and stuff, and
As children
he's like
do.
playing an accordion.
Yeah,
He's in this
yeah, I know,
dirty
right?
ass bathtub eating a TV dinner on like a TV dinner tray, and like I don't know what it is,
Hey,
but just
that's
like,
how you grow up strong and survive.
Sitting in a dirty bathtub.
I don't know.
quick.
It's a weird way to describe it, but there's something just weird about the image, like a child growing up in a filth, like and rotting bathtub, and the fucking water's all
Yeah, that's
filth, and
grody.
just eating
That's super gross.
TV tray
Yeah.
food and.
To interrupt you, sorry,
Yeah, you
Zach, and Rachel.
Fuck off.
How long do you intend for these to go? Not that I'm saying I want this to end. I was just wondering like
No,
how long.
he's fucking tired of you.
No, like I could do this all night. Just
Oh, yeah.
bullshit about
Yeah, I
stuff.
can
but I
too.
just want to know.
I don't know, about an hour. Sometimes like an hour and a half, maybe. Usually.
yeah, I
um,
got you.
I mean, there's always editing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
too.
so whenever you feel like you're done, you could.
Yeah, I was
just,
about to say.
Well, let's talk about a movie you will never watch.
a movie I'll never watch. I don't like the remakes or the stuff like. Zach's gonna hate me, but I don't really like House of a Thousand Corpses.
A lot of people don't like that.
Or the Devil's Rejects or The one I really don't like is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I really don't.
I don't like the
watching
original
those
one.
movies.
I like the 2006
that
and the
fat guy with
2010 one, but like most of the rest of them, I'm not a fan of.
Like that fat guy who sits down with all the piercings and he's just like, I financed this. I allow these psychopaths and shit to go on and give them money. I like it. Let me rub my fucking like fat pierced belly on your face. Like, what is wrong with you? And also, can someone kill Grandma? She's obviously dead in the corner. Yeah, like.
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
It's like, cause the chick thinks she's out and she thinks she's saved, and then she gets into the car with that fat motherfucker who just drives her back to the house. I think, right?
Oh man.
Say it, don't spare it.
Because they ripped that off in Resident Evil 7 because you eat with the Hilljack family at the start,
yeah.
And it's like I actually like that game, but I'm like, this is exactly like that. They even had dead grandma in the fucking corner.
A lot of games do that now, and a lot of media is doing that, where like you're eating a dinner with this family that you just met, and it turns out they're cannibals. Like,
it was worse than cannibals. They were just like, here, have this piece of this guy's fucking anus, and then she just like shoves it in your
love
mouth.
the mom from Resident Evil 7.
That.
I laugh my ass off when she's on screen. I love her.
What, the lady?
Yeah, the mom from Resident Evil 7. Because she's like, he's not eating his dinner.
You to stay the fuck out.
He's not eating it, Jack. Shut the hell up, woman. You're a son of a bitch. And then she leaves.
Yeah. Wasn't that where she was like shoving his face in the food? Like, fucking eat it.
Or like fucking when or gets his the fucking son gets his hand stabbed. He's like, oh, Paul, not again.
Oh my god.
My favorite part is where it teaches you about the healing shit, and it's just like Jack cuts off your fucking arm.
He cuts your leg off with a shovel.
Yeah. Yeah, it cuts your leg off with a shovel, and then you, like, stick it back on and pour some juice on it, and you're like, I'm fine.
And it just, like, grows back together.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's because he's already been infected with the fungus shit. That's why. You learn that later.
So we're excited to do this again next time. Thanks for including us in your world of podcasting. Anything to say, Brad?
Spoopy!
Yeah, we're gonna be spoopy as shit.
I'm the comedic relief here.
No, you're just stupid. No, I'm
yeah,
I love you.
Stupid.
I love you. All right, bye.
And there you have it, faithful listener. The first episode of 2019 with a brand new team, ready to bring you the best films you've probably never heard of. We're looking forward to diving deep this year and have some great films lined up to paint the monster red. Until then, remember to board up the house, load up that sawed-off, and stand your ground, because sooner or later, the Horde's coming for us all. Good night.